Yo, Toonami turns 20, Incredibles 2 becomes just a little more real, and Jack finds love, sweet love. This is a beautiful Monday. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at One Youngster holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, oh yeah, we're about to get into thumbnails. That's right, anything that's anime, cartoons, all that. We're going to get into it because it's up for grabs. And before we start, I got a little bit of house cleaning. You guys have been hitting me up, messaging me. Even some of my contemporaries been telling me to get on that Patreon. And I'm here to let you guys know that now I have a Patreon. So if you want to support and contribute to NERDSoul, what I'm doing, expanding the brand, giving you guys more content, long form, short form, all that stuff, more coverage of events, travel, and all that mess, the more you guys help me out, the more I can create for you guys. So you've asked for it, here it is. So you guys, the link is down below and it's on the homepage, so check me out. But let's get into that XCIX. That's right, man. Samurai Jack. This episode, we didn't really go too far, but we got some growth with Samurai Jack and with Ashi. You know, you get two people together, she's pretty, he's handsome, you know, things happen, man. It's human nature. But in this episode, they are still on their path to go defeat Aku. And on this journey, they, you know, come across each other in some very, I guess, awkward moments because they're both kind of feeling a certain way about each other. And it's cool. You get little scenes like this.
It's a little crowded.
Yes. Oh, something's poking me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And even cute little moments during their long trip where they pick up some food and it even changes Jack and, you know, she's like, nah, I'm cool. I'll eat something else. And you get this situation where they're starting to grow together and pull each other towards each other in this kind of like puppy love feel. And I like it because, you know, juxtaposed against that, we get a lot of cool fight scenes. You know, they have this fight against these people that literally spell out die Samurai Jack. And then after that, they get locked down in this crazy jail that has fallen from the stars. And they come and encounter this, you know, prisoner that is unorthodox, if you will. And through a little exposition, we find out exactly how they have to kill him. There's like this initiation sequence they got to set off. Neither of them can figure it out, you know, and during the fight, Ashi actually has to like disrobe herself. And it's funny how they hide her body. It's very interesting. It's cheeky, and I think it's kind of cool how they played it, especially with Jack, you know, being a grown man and still being like, you know, hey, you know, I want you to cover it up. It's pretty cool. And they finally overcome, you know, that obstacle. And even though they haven't really traversed far, in their hearts and their emotions, they have traversed miles and miles. And at the end of the episode, you get this sweet moment. That's right. Just like that. I was proud. You was proud. I was like, go ahead. I was cheering on my boy. He's, you know, falling in love with a good woman. You know, Ashi is, you know, she knows kung fu, karate, samurai, and all that mess. And it just makes me proud. She found someone. You got someone that got you. You know what I'm saying? Make me happy. So you guys jump down in these comments. Let me know what you thought about this episode, because I had a good time, even though we didn't really do much. The characters got to grow, and I thought that was cool, man. And we got to ease up this tension that we had between them two, even though some might say that it moved pretty fast. But we ain't got but two more episodes left, man. We got to wrap this up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no time for no puppy love. We got to get it going. So you guys holla at me down in the comments. I'm going to kick it with you. But, you know, we got to move on. And I cannot wait to talk about I Too. Are we gonna call it I2? I guess so. Anyway, next up is a bit of an update on that movie Incredibles 2. Now, everybody knows about Incredibles, the amazing movie that Pixar made and for some reason could not get a sequel together. But we're past that because Brad Bird is back, Samuel L. Jackson is doing the voice for Frozone again, and we are on the path to Incredibles 2, and I couldn't be more happy. But in this little update, it just reminds us how close we are and how much more realer it's getting. Yeah, I said it, realer, it's right there. Understand it for yourself. So, now that it's getting more tangible and it's almost here, we hear that Michael Giacchino, who scored the first movie, is back scoring the new joint. And the score for the first film was just like, so like exuberant and it was like upbeat and had this kind of like heroic, feel to it. I'm just glad that they're getting like the core team that made this such a great film and so fun and so endearing back together for another run. I am excited for this. I think that this is going to be nothing but a home run, and just seeing, the social media posts, just seeing the excitement that they have for it, it's got to be pouring into the movie. So you guys, I know it's not a whole lot, but it's enough to know that the music that's going to carry the emotion of this film is in good hands. So before we move any further, I got to remind you guys that you can find me right now on Black Hollywood Live. That's right, it's the first online network for African Americans, and you can check them out on blackhollywoodlive.com. That's right, they do Black Twitter follow-ups, celebrity interviews, sports talk, geek, nerd, tech, after shows, all that, and you can check what they're doing from week to week at youtube.com/blackhollywoodlive. Now, since we got an update on what's going on with the whole Incredibles 2 situation, guys, jump down in the comments. Let me know what your favorite moment from Incredibles was. Was it when, Dash was running on the water and you realized how fast he was? Was it when, Mr. Incredible realized that he had his little groove back? Was it when they were talking about the capes and, the reason she doesn't use capes anymore? There's a lot of touchstones in the first film that just make it very special. So I'd love to know what really made that movie happen for you. So jump down in them comments. I'm gonna let you know mine is, it's when Dash realizes how fast he's running. It's just the joy on his face when he's running and he's like, I'm doing it. It's amazing, man. It's just too cool. There's so much fun. And then probably a very close second would be Frozone looking for a super suit. That's just hands down amazing to me. But anyway, we got one more thing to talk about because we've run across a very special anniversary a couple months back and I completely missed it, but someone hit me to it and I had to make sure that I let you guys know just in case you missed it too, because it's been a while. So next up, 20 years ago on March 17th of 1997, Cartoon Network graced us with a little thing called Toonami. And at the time, anime wasn't like huge in the US yet. It had like this small, people, like little pockets of people kind of knew about anime and what it was. And, some of the stuff that you had like on VHS tapes from specialty stores, but it had not become the phenomenon just yet. And Toonami just took it to another level. They started out with like, Sailor Moon and Robotech, but when they really hit was when Dragon Ball Z hit. I mean, that was crazy hot. They had like Tenchi Muyo, Gundam, and all of that stuff, and it really started to bring in this fan base of people that were like really into like Transformers and Voltron and stuff, but now we're like in their teens, but didn't really have a lot of animation to look to because here in the States, animation is always thought of something that's for children, and they don't really see it as a medium to tell stories that are beyond a child's comprehension, I guess you could say. And, anime has never been like that. Anime has always been able to explore horror or drama or romance or, action or, whatever the case may be. And they've they've explored those themes and those storylines and those genres very well. And, you know, for teens at that time, you know, coming up, looking for something that was just as cool that we could get into, anime was just like, it hit just at the right time. And from things like Rurouni Kenshin to Outlaw Star to Yu Yu Hakusho, all of that stuff, it really created just a fertile ground for nerd culture to connect with other people that enjoyed it. Because if you had cable, you had Cartoon Network, and, you know, kids start to talk about it, and next thing you know, you built this, you know, amazing following inside of just like a couple of shows every afternoon. And it just became a large part of our culture here in the States, and it really helped move anime from just something that, you know, a couple of people knew about here and there on some VHS tapes to something that everyone could get into and everyone knew about. Unfortunately, around 2008, I believe, Toonami was canceled. It was shut down. But we did get Adult Swim, who, you know, would follow up with like Cowboy Bebop, Death Note, you know, stuff like that. That was still, you know, it still had our anime there, but Toonami just left us. But, you know, Toonami was, you know, real quick, it was dope. It was really dope, and it meant a lot to people like me that were coming up at like the perfect time for it to come out. And I just think it's dope. We should all, you know, give some love to Toonami. You know, it's been 20 years. It's been a long time, but it, you know, they really turned the tide of how anime was seen, especially in America. And they did it, you know, just every afternoon with a couple of cartoons. So it was dope, man. And, you know, for you guys out there, read that article that's linked down below, and, you know, reminisce on some of those Toonami good days, man. Going home, checking out, waiting for Goku to finally go Super Saiyan, you know, all that good stuff. You know, checking out Sailor Moon, you know, twirling around while the bad guy waits for her to change. You know, all of that fun stuff that we all enjoy because it was so great. But I know you guys got to start y'all week and get your Monday on, so I'm going to bounce. But before I bounce, I got to tell y'all to hit up thatnerdsoul.com. That's right. You can check out all my videos. They are right there, from the oldest, the newest, the latest, the greatest, and all that. And then hit me up on shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. Yeah, and get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. See, there is no other way that I can tell people that you like what you are watching. And of course, my shout outs got to go to LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Much love, Toonami. Peace.